And one thing I can't say about Norfolk is diverse. It's growing to be more diverse.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a military state. First of all, Virginia is very military. It's a melting pot.
Yep.
So the diversity that I see that Norfolk is bringing a lot of people in. And like you said, there's always events. I hear it, it's nothing to do on the Hampton Roads. And I'm like, it's plenty to do. You know, we look at the calendars, there's always events going on.
But I tell folks, now, if you're looking for the club, there's some clubs around here. There's some things that you can do in that respect, but there's not an oversaturation of that. You know? And you got to kind of look at what that stage and point of life of where you are and what you want to do. But there's a lot of things that you can do, and that's one of the focal points for me on council is working with my colleagues, working with our different partners and entities within the city to bring back that sense of vibrancy. To identify that.
Yeah, that plays, that's major right there, man. And it helps, and it gives people something to do, in their pastime. 'Cause like you said, the club scene is nice, but it's so many other things that, it's about really expanding your horizons.
So if I can give a little sneak peek. All right?
Okay, sneak peek.
Sneak peek, here we go. So like in the next 2 years. Norfolk is just going to be catapulted to a whole nother thing. Like a lot of people don't realize now we have a cruise ship. I was mentioning it to somebody, said, oh yeah, their cruise out from like April to like November. And I'm like, no, we have a home ported cruise ship here now. Year round cruising. Carnival Sunshine is our ship. We have our own cruise ship. So that's why if you come downtown every week, there are people coming in. There's 3,000 plus people coming into the city every week and 3,000 my people going out. And on some days you got 3,000 coming in and another 3,000 coming out. So you got about 6,000 people that are converging in the city of Norfolk. So you got that. Well, next November, our casino, temporary location, is going to be up and running. Another year and a half from that will be the new resort. So we don't have just a casino. I ain't hitting on nobody else on the other side of the room. But we've got a resort. That means 200 bedrooms that's on in the resort. You got the casino, the gaming floor. There's over 9 different restaurants that'll be in there. You got meeting room and space. So you got that's right next to Harbor Park with the tides, which is going up and down there, and some future things that could be coming there. Can't really get into that one, but we're forward thinking, activating all of that. So one of the things you'll hear is this thing called destination tourism. We're working on destination tourism, getting people to the area, and not just Norfolk, but Virginia Beach and the beach and the resort there. We've got over $2 billion over the next decade of investment going into the airport. We're gonna have our own call rental center, man. But then we're also looking at a hotel connected right to the airport, expanding. So you going to the airport now. You either got to go to Concourse B, A, you're going through two different TSA checks. Well, if they move the TSA checkpoint closer to the middle, we can get more connecting flights. We're also working on more direct flights, more international flights. So you just think about that, that's bringing people into Norfolk, helping the economy, bringing that sense of vibrancy. And I want people always to remember this. If it's something not here that you want, you have the prime opportunity to make it happen. In any other metropolitan area, you probably got 150, 200 more people that are doing the same exact thing. In Hampton Roads, you have the opportunity to create the blueprint for yourself. So I need people to look at it in a different perspective. If there's something missing, then make it happen. Yep.
Wow, man, well put, man. Wow. Yeah, big plans for Norfolk. We got an exclusive right there. Appreciate that. I heard talks about them doing something with that space in Harbor Park and bringing in the casino.
We're looking at that MacArthur Center. So we've got a consulting firm. It was announced at the State of the City that's looking at revisioning that. We've got Military Circle. There's a whole aspect down there. And so the casino, all that portion down the military, all in Super Ward 7, along with Ward 4 with Councilman Page. So we're looking at those things. How do we activate that? But then also working with other members of council to look at Granby Street. How do we bring back a sense of vibrancy? Working with the Downtown Norfolk Council to try to bring back First Fridays. And what does that look like? With Antonio and Cousins Music Festival. This is the second year of that. That's something that's bringing people, and I was there last year, man. It was bringing people from all over the Eastern Seaboard down here. And so that becomes something that becomes destination tourism. How do we bring people in here? And when we get them here, how do we show them a good time?
Oh man, that does it. You know, people like the concerts. Give them a reason to come to the state. You know, with those events that's happening and the upgrades, like you said, the vision that people are putting out there. That's why I made it a thing to say that, you know, you brought all that to fruition with your vision and you collaborating with people and being resourceful, you know, to help out the city of Norfolk, and it's great things.